So I'm looking at what the Durham Report actually said. The Durham Report said a few things. Our investigation revealed that senior FBI personnel displayed a serious lack of analytical rigor toward the information that they received, especially from politically affiliated persons and entities. In particular, there was a significant reliance on investigative leads provided or funded directly or indirectly by Trump's political opponents. The department did not adequately examine or question these materials and the motives of those providing them. I want to take you back to Ricky Vaughn. Stu, who's Ricky Vaughn?
Well, he was a pitcher in the movie Major League, but also he was a pseudonym of a guy named Mackey. What was his first name? I can't remember.
Bob, maybe. He made dresses for Carol Burnett.
Douglas Mackey.
Okay.
And he was a an online troll, they would call him, and he was posting things in a pro-Trump way online back in the 2016 election. Some of those things were like, hey, remember, save time, don't wait in line, you can vote from home. And of course, you could not vote from home. It was, it was a criminal thing to suggest something like that. That didn't happen until the 2020 election when you were allowed to do that. A totally different election, though.
Right.
Now you can, everyone just mail vote from, it's mail voting for all. But back in the day, this was criminal to suggest, Glenn. And it was a joke, right? It was a joke about, Democrats vote on Wednesday, Republicans vote on Tuesday. It's a joke that's gone back
forever.
So he was
arrested
for this because it was disinformation. He was supposedly, the write-up from the government was like, he's, messing with the most central part of our democracy, the right to vote. It's so heavy-handed and ridiculous. He was brought in. He argued, look, it's free speech. It's a joke, like all the things you'd think he would argue. He lost and is now facing 10 years in prison, and is due to be sentenced in August for that quote-unquote crime.
Okay. So a guy who put a meme up that said you can vote from home, just, mail it in on Wednesday.
That guy, vote by text, I think was the specific
vote by
thing
text.
he was saying.
Yeah. So vote by text. He goes to prison for possibly 10 years. Now, I would think that if anyone had seen that meme and you believed it, I would say there is a serious lack of analytical rigor toward the information that you have received, especially from politically affiliated persons or entities, right? You didn't adequately examine or question the materials and the motives of those providing them. Now, that was part of the Durham Report, those words, and it fits both, okay? And what they said was, well, we just have to police ourselves a little better. We just have to follow the rules just a little better because we should have questioned this, right? We should have questioned. We knew it was coming from Hillary Clinton. We should have questioned this, but we fixed it. Nobody goes to jail. Because they just, the people that got that information, they just made a mistake. They ran with it and they shouldn't have. Well, what about the people that just ran with the meme? Do we know if anybody did? Was there any real harm done by that in the first place? And wouldn't it be their responsibility to go, that seems a little too good to be true. I've never heard that. Because the FBI just got off from doing exactly the same thing. The FBI just got off. This guy now, He was, what was it, sacrificing or infringing on our most sacred right to vote. How? He was suppressing the vote with misinformation. Okay. Okay, so let me see. So if we just look at the Durham Report, they didn't suppress information. They manufactured information. They put false information out that they, according to the report, knew was false. They knew it was coming from Hillary Clinton's campaign. None of them had any serious thought that these charges were true, but they decided to investigate anyway, and then they leaked that information, which, by the way, try to find out anything about the January 6 people. Try to find anything out. I'm sorry, the Justice Department does not comment on ongoing investigations, but they leaked this out. Why? For political purposes. Hillary Clinton planned a disinformation campaign to leak, to get it out that that Donald Trump was in league with the Russians, which he wasn't, now proven by the Durham Report. There was no truth in it. Is she going to get 5 years in prison? Because I think she did more than a meme. How about all of the CIA former chiefs that knowingly signed a letter that was only produced to give Biden the edge at a campaign debate, so he would be able to squash Donald Trump and knowingly help Biden win? That seems to me worse than you can text your vote on Wednesday. Doesn't it? This is why I'm so fed up. First of all, none of this is going to change until two things happen. One, you get a Republican House and Senate, and not one of the usual House and Senates, but ones with spines. People who will actually stand up and do something. If you get that, you'll be able to impeach all of these people. You won't be able to put any of them in jail because they will all go through the Justice Department, which the Justice Department, you know, if it's Republicans in both the House and the Senate, you have a chance of cleaning house on that as well. But until that is totally cleaned up, you still have the judge and the jury in Washington, D.C. They're predisposed to believe the Democrats and give them the benefit of the doubt because 95% of them vote that way. So you're really not getting a jury of your peers in Washington. You're not getting a fair trial in Washington. But this is the kind of thing that is causing so many Americans to say, I'm living in a banana republic. There is no justice. There is no one's going to pay for anything. That cannot be. We live in a republic. And even though our national leaders have forgotten that, and they look at us like mice or annoyances, something they have to once in a while just go put their arm around and go, hi, Aunt Hilda, it's good to see you again. And you do your hour at the nursing home and then you leave. That's the way our politicians nationally look at you. You're their boss. This is our money. How many years were spent, how many millions of dollars were spent on this report? only to have it completely dismissed by the people who are in league with the people who did it. They're in league with the Clintons. They're in league with the Justice Department. They helped leak these stories and push the story that we all now know was a lie, that these things are true and there's mounting evidence. There was no mounting evidence. None. All of those years, all of that division, and none of them have apologized. So, first thing we have to do is just start asking, is anyone going to pay the price that Ricky Vaughn has paid? And if none of the elites have to pay that price, why is Ricky Vaughn paying that price? This is what you call the Bubba effect. We all know what Ricky Vaughn did was wrong, but the bigger problem is the people in Washington. So we'll take care of the Ricky Vaughns of the world. Get out of our life. That's the Bubba effect. We cannot accept that the national government has power over us and there is nothing we can do about it. There is. If you are fed up of people not going to jail, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, a BlazeTV network-wide special is happening. I'm the host of it, and it is The Reckoning, the Biden crime family. And I urge you to get your friends, your neighbors, anyone who is a little fed up to view, because the solution, the constitutional stick in the eye, comes from you. And only when you stand up, and there is a way to do this, there is a way to make sure justice is served, and it's all constitutional. We need you to be a part of it. Will you join us and at least see the case we're laying out? It's tomorrow night. I think it's a 2-hour special on BlazeTV. Make sure you join us. By the way, you can get your questions in during the show. We're going to take some questions after Mark Levin is joining me. We'll take some questions from the audience. If you're a BlazeTV subscriber, you can now send them in with our live chat. You can send them in right now, and our producers can get ahead on this. But it's all about the crimes that have been committed and how we go about saving it. If you'd like to get involved, you can watch it, on YouTube for as long as it lasts. You can also watch it at blazetv.com. It will always be there, and we are doing it for you, and we would love for you to be a subscriber. 30% off now. blazetv.com/Glenn, and your promo code is FEDUP.